Hi, this is Aaron Friedman, and today I'm going to show you the DraftKings domination station for Saturday, September 6th. Pretty good slate. The nice thing today is there aren't drastic differences, or there aren't, I mean, I shouldn't say that. There aren't like colossal games. Um, the FanDuel slate has the Michigan and Oklahoma game, but there aren't a lot of marquee night games, just 4 night games on the FanDuel slate, which makes it better because there's more common games. Um, Let me do FanDuel first. So this is how these are the base projections. So a lot of Caden Salter, which I don't like, a lot of Arch Manning, um, which I think he has a better game, but I don't know if and the field may not want this either, but I don't know how much I want. Levitt's one of my favorites. Sam Bailey, or I mean CJ Bailey. We loved him last Thursday, and I think he's fine again. Kevin Jennings is one of my favorite fantasy quarterbacks just because he's so consistent. John Mateer, this should be interesting because it's his first big game at the SEC level. I was impressed with Dante Moore. Um, and then there was the comments that Dan Lanning gave this week with the back and forth with Mike Gundy, the Oklahoma State coach, where Dan Lanning or Gundy basically said that he didn't that Oregon spends a lot more money, and which they do. And Lanning might be fired up and the team might be fired up. And then Pribula, he's pretty good. He's a dual threat quarterback. I like him a lot. Um, so let me show you what the bait like if you didn't do anything. One thing I do, so if you let the whole field in besides excluded players, you would get I don't know what this is. But anyways, I do this the 8 fantasy point range, which brought it down from 300 to 300 down to 100 players, which makes it a lot more manageable for sorting. But I'll show you what the base projections would give out. And again, this is FanDuel. So the pricing's different than DraftKings. Um Okay, so a lot of Arch Manning, a lot of Salter. I'm not playing Salter because I'm worried that they play both guys against Delaware. Um Sam Levitt I like, Bailey I like. The running backs, I think this is pretty good. I didn't do a lot of changes on running backs. Um Wide receiver, I like spreading it out more. I like Hagen's a lot. He's one of my favorites. Um, Thompson's really solid too. Jordan Tyson, I like this Tyson Levitt stack. And then we have some good tight ends. I like Michael Trigg on Baylor a lot too. The um Baylor SMU game's pretty good. So I'll show you some of what I did to manipulate. So yeah, Bryce Underwood should have like no ownership. It will be interesting to see. This is his first test. So where did Salter go? I might have X'd out. So I didn't X him out, but I lowered the percentage for Arch and Salter, and then boosted Levitt and Bailey a little bit. I boosted a few other guys that I want some exposure to. Altmaier's sneaky. I like him at this price. There's some nice pieces in the Illinois Duke game. Running back, same thing. I just don't want to go too heavy on any one player in a contact sport. So if you lower it to 50 also, you get different guys in the pool. So I'll show you what it looks like on FanDuel. And then you can make rules accordingly. Like if you're getting a lot of, maybe you don't want 2 Duke or 2 Illinois receivers in the same section, but this is what I like these a lot. Materia has so much upside. Running back, I'm pretty happy here. I might boost up Haynes a little bit. And then these are like the main guys that I like for. I guess I'm not getting a lot of tight ends just because the receivers are so cheap. And then notice how I don't have any stack rules, and still you get this triple pairing of Arizona State guys. So sometimes you don't need the stack rules, or the stacks can I don't know, the stacks can do a lot more harm than good sometimes. So this is pretty good. Let me show you base DraftKings. So we'll move over to DraftKings. Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job with picking teams. There aren't really any prime time. I mean, this Illinois Duke game's pretty good, but it's not like a game day game or anything like that. So I don't know. It's kind of a pretty balanced slate. So again, if you change the fantasy point range to 8, then you go down from 300 to 110, and it just makes it easier to sift through quarterbacks. You have these guys. I think ownership should be pretty spread out. There's pretty good pricing, a lot of options under 7K, which is nice, and then some high-end options too. Baron Morton, I X'd out just because he's coming off of a injury. I don't want to pay full price for that. And then it's possible Jennings and Robertson have less ownership just because there's so much value. Jaden Daniels, super solid. Bailey's not too expensive. Chandler Morris can play. That's a fair price. Perbula's so cheap. So ownership should be pretty spread out. At running back, a few cheap options with unsettled backfields. Iowa's going to run, but it doesn't seem like there's a Caleb Johnson yet. Smothers, he gets so much work. I like him too. And then at receiver, yeah, we have a few guys. Kyron Hudson's pretty cheap. He was looking nice for Penn State. And then our tight end, Michael Trigg. And Hagen's I like a lot too. So I think it's a pretty good slate. Let me show you this tab. I made a rule. I didn't do a lot with rules this week, but I did this rule for Cam Pickett and Emmanuel Henderson. I just want one in the lineup, so this is a good way to avoid a double stack if you don't want one for a specific team. All right, so yeah, a lot of Kevin Jennings, Pribula, I like. This is really strong to me. This is a good group of quarterbacks. Running back, I think is pretty good here. I like Yassine Willis a lot. He got a lot of work last week, and they should have a competitive game, but not too crazy. Oops, I made a mistake here. Marquise Johnson, somebody I like in the prop market. Back-to-back 100-yard receiving games. Oops, there's so yeah, I feel pretty good. Like not a huge player pool, but I feel like I can go down and have something positive to say about every player in the pool. That's all I have for today. Best of luck on the Saturday slate.